Congratulations, we are close. We're about 1 week away from closing escrow on your home, and in this video, I get to talk to you about what to expect from this last week. A lot of the work you're gonna be doing is with your lender. So the lender is gonna be sending you what's called a CD. That stands for closing disclosure. The closing disclosure is basically a summary of your costs and fees that you're gonna pay as a borrower. It's gonna summarize all of your closing costs that are due on closing day, and it's also gonna summarize your monthly payment, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Now, every lender is different. My lender estimates on the high side so that when I'm buying or my clients are buying, I'm pleasantly surprised on closing day that, oh, my payment's a little bit lower than we thought, and my cash to close, my down payment plus closing costs, my cash to close is a few hundred or a few $1,000s less than I was expecting. So in either way, you're gonna get a pretty good idea of what your payment's gonna be, a pretty good idea of what your closing costs are going to be. You need to sign this closing disclosure through email, and that starts a 3-day clock. We cannot sign loan documents until 3 days has passed. Now, once the 3 days has passed since you signed the closing disclosure, we can sign loan documents, and that's the next step. And that's actually one of your very last steps as a buyer-borrower. You're gonna meet with a notary. It might be at the escrow company office in person, or the escrow company might send a mobile notary to you, and you're gonna sign a stack of papers about this thick. And I personally don't even read them. I don't even try. Because there are so many hundreds of pages of paperwork that you're gonna be signing. It would take hours if you read everything, but you're more than welcome to read them. You're gonna sign them with the notary. The last page the notary is going to give you is wire instructions for your down payment and closing costs. This is the important document that you're gonna walk away with. After you stamp your thumb, sign your signature, you're gonna be bringing your wire instructions to the bank, and the wire instructions are gonna show your cash to close. So let's say you're using a $100,000 down payment and closing costs. So for example, maybe your down payment's $85,000, your closing costs are $15,000, and it adds up to $100. But your initial earnest money deposit was $20,000. That means you only have $80,000 left, and on the wire instructions, it'll show you that you only need to wire in an additional $80,000. So you'll take that to the bank, wire the initial $80,000, or the remaining $80,000, I should say, and then your job is done. In California, we are not an attorney state in terms of how we transact real estate. We are an escrow state, and escrow closes the escrow virtually without us. So one of your last steps is actually signing with the notary, wiring in your closing funds, and then you wait. So after you wire in your closing funds and escrow receives your closing funds, they call the lender and say, we have the signed loan docs from the buyer, and we have the buyer's closing funds. We have the buyer's down payment. Now it's your turn, lender, to wire in the remaining amount, the loan balance. Once the lender wires in the remaining amount and all the money is in escrow, escrow brings that and the paperwork to the county that you're buying in. The county reviews the documents, and they put a stamp on the deed that says you are the new owner of the home. When the county stamps that document, we are closed and it's your home. It's typically 3 days from the time you sign loan docs and wire your closing funds in to the time that the county will stamp the document showing that you're the new owner. So if you remember, you sign the closing disclosure, you wait about 3 days to sign loan docs, and then you wait another 3 days until the county has stamped the closing deed that shows that you're the new owner. And then we're done. So at that time, that's when you want to set up all the utilities, schedule your moving, if you haven't already, conduct all the more personal to-do lists in terms of the utilities, mailing address, etc. But what I tell my clients is after they sign the loan documents and they wire in their closing funds, that's when we pretty much know exactly what day we'll be closing, and that day you can turn on utilities. So it's usually just a few days advance. But anyway, that's what to expect from your last week. As always, I'm here to answer questions thoroughly, so if this video didn't, then just give me a call and we can talk more about it. Thanks for watching, and congratulations.